Hello everyone and welcome to this presentation. I've always wanted to teach or participate in an institute or Sunday school class completely in English for so long, and the moment has finally come, though in an unexpected time and in an unexpected way. I've decided to talk about one of the most outstanding women of the scriptures, together with Eve and other faithful women since the beginning of the world. This woman had a unique mission to be the mortal mother of the Savior of the world, and that's Mary of Nazareth. Though coming from an ordinary peasant family living in a small insignificant village, she was actually a royal princess from the house of David. We all know about the spiritual stature of this wonderful woman, as told in the Bible, and countless times every Christmas. Her deep humility, faithfulness, and obedience to God, her joy of being called the mother of the Savior, becoming the Lord's first female disciple, until having perhaps her greatest trial ever, when metaphorically sword pierced her heart when she saw her son dying on the cross. Yet there is a side to her story which has remained almost unknown, though hinted at in the biblical canon. I'm referring to her previous years before getting married to Joseph. And to share a little background of her younger years, I like to quote from an article entitled Mary, the Mother of Jesus, published in the January 2019 Ensign. In this issue, its author provides a glimpse of what Nazareth may have looked like and Mary's daily life. She would be, open quote, a peasant girl living in a rural village far from the religious center of Jerusalem, with its temple, priestly aristocracy, and wealth. Even as a young girl, she would have worked beside her mother and the other women of the village, weaving cloth, cooking, gathering firewood, collecting water from the household cisterns or village wells, and working in the fields. All this to help her family survive from day to day. Close quote. Taking this picture of Mary's background into account, no wonder Mary could hardly understand why she was chosen by the Almighty to be the earthly mother of the Messiah, a divine blessing expected for generations. Yet she was so humble and faithful to follow the instructions of Gabriel the archangel. Mary became a true model of a servant of God. However, we forget that her birth was a miracle to her own parents, Joachim and Anne, faithful parents. They kept the law of the Lord. Joachim was a well-known, prosperous, and generous member of the community, and together with his wife, they were faithful temple goers. For many years, the couple couldn't have a child, which was considered almost a curse in those days, since all the Jews expected the Messiah to be born in their own families. Finally, this couple promised to the Lord that if they were blessed with the desire of their hearts, they would consecrate the child to God. This would mean that they would send him or her to serve in the temple since an early age. And Mary was the answer and the divine blessing. According to apocryphal sources, Mary was taken and consecrated to the Lord in the temple service at the age of 3. As part of her consecration vows, Mary was raised by the temple authorities and stayed serving in the temple during the year, with only a break during summertime appointed for her to visit her parents. Now, apparently, it was customary for women who consecrated to the temple service that once they were old enough to get married at a very young age, they had to decide either to get married and become mothers in Zion or to keep their consecration for the rest of their lives as virgins to the Lord in the temple. Mary chose the latter, and I feel this tells us a lot about Mary's love of the Lord and of the temple. Yet, unexpectedly, the high priest, the top authority of the temple, received a revelation of the Lord telling him that Mary had to get married and become a mother in Zion. We can just imagine the high priest informing Mary about this divine revelation and Mary making her mind. We don't know how long it took her to make her choice. Yet nowhere in the extra biblical sources we are told that she refused or doubted the revelation in any way. She was obedient, and the Lord blessed her with a wonderful, loving priesthood bearer, Joseph the carpenter. And she was also blessed to become the mother of the Savior and be honored by generations to come. Mary was around 12 when she took the decision that would affect her life and thus changed the destiny of the entire human race forever. We can now see that she had been prepared for this mission long before she were born, and she responded faithfully. And this is the end of my presentation, and thank you very much for your attention. Goodbye.